If you want to know the best updated builds to break the old Simon easily, you are in the right place. With more than 350 hours of in-game experience, I went back to the drawing board and updated my original setups with the latest items and strategies from the latest DLC. So ultimately, I can give you my top 3 builds to beat Simon and save you the guesswork and a lot of time. Like for example, the Undying Verso 2.0 lore accurate build, which tanks Simon's attacks and does not require dodging or parrying to beat this boss. This build does not require any setup other than Verso, and I have a very effective way using this build to skip Simon's phase 2. This Undying Verso build works even better compared to my old build because of the newly added items from the DLC, especially Verso's new weapon, the Esquizo. This weapon allows Verso to access the Oriole buff when reaching S rank perfection, and if you can remember, the Oriole buff allows Verso to revive every time he gets tapped out. And it is easy to see if Verso already has this Oriole buff if he has this halo effect on top of his head. You can easily pump your perfection rank to S rank, so revives are much more reliable this time, meaning you can access your revives in every single turn. But the main caveat of this passive is that every time you reach S rank perfection and apply the Oriole buff to Verso, it will force his perfection rank back to D rank. So there's a little bit of perfection rank managing in this build. But since I will give you the exact steps and strategies later on in the actual fight, you can easily get around this mechanic. Esquizo's second passive will increase Verso damage by 30% after getting revived, which is of course always the case in this build. The third passive of this weapon gives you 100% more damage multipliers for gradient attacks. In this setup, Verso Striker will be used a lot to damage and stun Simon, while the Angel Eyes is another source of Oriole's buff, and both of these skills are gradient attacks. Make sure to copy my pictos and exact lumina that I have here since I have carefully tweaked and optimized them for this fight. This build requires 468 lumina to almost eliminate all kinds of RNG instances to give you stability and maximum level of comfort in the actual method. 468 lumina is not so bad, especially if you only main Verso. And at the point you are about to fight Simon, you've already dumped a lot of lumina on him anyway. But if you still lack the lumina and want to farm for more, I've covered and updated the best lumina farming methods in the latest DLC. Link in the description or find the video by clicking the card here. Some of you will ask me, "Hey Samurai, why are you suggesting DLC items to fight the regular Simon?" My thought process when I made this guide is that the DLC area is already accessible when Act 3 starts, and players will likely go and access Verso's draft first to get the DLC items when it comes to progression, before going down to Renoir's draft and defeating the super boss Simon of the base game. And it goes without saying that if you don't like to use any DLC items before beating Simon, you can easily adjust all of the strategies and items when following all of the builds on this list. The DLC boss Obscur has only 20 million HP in both phase 1 and phase 2, and you can easily one-shot both of these guys' faces and without a hassle and the need to parry this guy with my current farming setup. While Simon has around 45 million plus of HP in NG, which technically makes both easy bosses when it comes to one-shot builds. You can find my Obscur build in this video, link in the description, or find it by clicking the card here as usual. Now that is out of the way, learn to use this Verso build in the actual method. Verso's first 2 turns will be used in capping his perfection rank to S rank, activating the Oriole's buff. With good free aim generation, you can easily reach S rank perfection in the first turn. But in this instance, I failed to do so. So we will be capping to S rank in the second turn. Start the second turn by doing free aim shots once again and reach S rank perfection to activate the Oriole buff and reset your perfection rank to D. Verso's remaining AP will be used to dump on more free aim shots to reach A rank perfection. And listen to this carefully. Once you reach A rank, make sure to stop further free aims to avoid overcapping your perfection to S rank to avoid resetting it to D rank. Once you reach A rank perfection, do a normal attack to inflict slow and defense down on Simon, ending the second turn. At the start of his third turn, cast the Endbringer skill on Simon to deal a good amount of initial damage. Simon will attack after this turn, and Verso will surely die as well. And of course, we'll use the Oriole revive that we just generated from Verso's previous turns. After reviving, he will get an immediate turn because of the Revive Paradox Picto. And you can see here that the Revive Paradox extra turn will not give you the bonus AP from energizing Start Lumina like a normal turn does. so that will lead us to 3 AP only to start with. Your main goal during this moment is to activate Rush, Powerful, and Shell via free aim shots to gain AP back to 9 AP and start rolling again. After getting your AP back to 9 stacks, we will dump all of our AP on reaching A rank perfection once again via free aim shots. Then we will end turn 4 with a normal attack to inflict defense down and slow, giving Verso another extra turn. And after debuffing Simon, we already have level 3 Gradient Charge at this point. So complete this turn by casting Verso's Angel Eyes Gradient attack to hurt Simon and generate an Oriole buff once again. Don't mind overcapping the S rank here while casting the Angel Eyes, and it is part of our strategy to manage the damage to skip Simon's phase 2 later on. After casting Angel Eyes, Verso will also die again from Simon's regular attacks and will revive as usual. So turn 6 will now start. So dump your AP on free aim shots and reach A rank perfection once again. Then we will do a normal attack to refresh Simon's debuff and have access to Verso's free turn. Turn 7 will now start and we will be applying a mark status on Simon during this turn. Since at this point, your Gradient Charge is already at level 2, so cast Verso Striker's Gradient attack to deal a major damage and stun Simon in the process. This setup is equipped with the longer break Lumina, which prolongs Simon's stun state by 1, skipping 2 whole turns completely, meaning Verso will have a fresh 3 whole turns after this, and this is more than enough to finish the fight. Dump all of our AP on free aim shots to charge the Gradient Gauge and overcap the Perfection rank. Then end the turn with a normal attack to inflict Simon with fresh debuffs. At the start of turn 9, do a few free aim shots to charge the Gradient Gauge to level 2. And make sure to apply a mark status on Simon during the process, then end the fight by casting Striker with a blast. The Striker's damage is more than enough to kill Simon even at higher NG playthroughs. And even if he miraculously survived after casting the Striker, which is not possible of course, you will still have another turn to further inflict damage. And if you are getting value so far, subscribe to the channel. Liking the video and engaging in the comments helps me more than you can imagine, or consider supporting me on Patreon or becoming a channel member today. And I thank you for your support. And of course, one of the easiest ways to beat Simon is one-shotting this guy out of existence. So I have updated my one-shot build for Mael, which will allow you to break this guy in a flash with a 654 million damage. Pretty much overkill during first playthrough, so you can use this build even in NG plus 5. CL, Monaco, and Mael are the main members of this setup, equipped with some of the latest DLC items. CL is going to be our main party buffer as usual, while also being the member who will debuff Simon later on. Since Mael's Burning Canvas needs 100 burn stacks to have a bonus of 1000 damage multiplier, so Monaco is our main guy who can easily pile burn stacks in the latest DLC. Mael will finish the fight with a Burning Canvas and be equipped with her new weapon, the Lycorum. Although this weapon is not her current best weapon, it's more than enough to get the job done. Lycorum's first passive adds 10% more damage on each subsequent skill hit, dealing more damage in the process. Second and third passives are the banger here, allowing you to apply a mark on skill's first hit, and the succeeding hits will not consume the mark stain applied to enemies, allowing you to skip the RNG factor of reapplying mark stains and enjoy stable damage gains instead. Mael is equipped with the majority of the damage multipliers, which is of course not required. It's just that I ready this guide for higher playthroughs such as NG plus 5. So if you want to lessen the damage Lumina for a lesser Lumina points requirement, you are welcome to do so. The actual method is pretty simple this time. And at the start of the fight, Monaco and CL will die, giving Mael more shield stacks in the process. Let Mael cast Last Chance during her first turn, then she will do the same in the second turn to retain her virtuous stance. CL comes second and will use all of her AP on free aim shots to charge the Gradient Gauge and end her turn with a normal attack to apply slow and defense down on Simon. During CL's second turn, let her cast Fortune's Fury on Mael to apply double damage on her. During Monaco's first turn, dump all of his AP on free aim shots to easily pile up burn stacks and end his turn with a normal attack. He will do the same in his second turn to reach the 100 burn stacks requirement of Mael. CL will go again and she will cast a Healing Tint on Mael to add one more shield stack during her first turn, while skipping the second turn over Mael. Mael will then consume the level 3 Gradient Charge and will cast a Burning Canvas to end the fight. dealing 654 million damage in the process, which I'm showing on the screen right now with the 100 times HP multiplier added on Simon. Being immortal in the fight is great, while one-shotting Simon is the fastest way to beat this guy. But nothing beats torturing Simon to death slowly but surely with my updated slow and stun lock build. In this build, Simon will never have the chance to take a single turn because he is stunned all the time and suffering from a slow debuff. So your party is 100% can skip phase 2 and be saved from the gumage. We are using Monaco, CL, and Mael in this configuration, and the builds require fewer Lumina points for your convenience. CL's main role is to buff the party with Rush to gain significant speed against Simon while inflicting slow on him, while CL is the secondary gradient charger as well in this setup, explaining the AP generation and gradient Lumina she has. Monaco's main role in this setup is to stun Simon in every turn so he's not able to attack you in the whole fight, while also charging the gradient gauge easily. While Mael is the main damage dealer in this setup, and I purposely removed the majority of her damage multipliers to showcase the goodness of the stun locks in this build. But if you want more damage multipliers, you are welcome to add as well, but the ones you are seeing here are more than enough. The DLC items are not really required, especially in this build, so you can easily replace them all with base game items. I mentioned that Simon will never have the chance to attack, right? That is true if you follow all of the steps here accurately. Start the actual method by letting Mael cast Burning Canvas, which will deal a not ideal damage and will make sense later on. Let her cast Last Chance during her second turn to access Virtuous Stance and hit hard when Mael takes her turn again. CL will take her turn, and what she will do is to shoot multiple free aims and cast All Set to buff the entire party with Rush, Powerful, and Shell. Notice that after CL casts her buffs, looks how Simon went down drastically when it comes to the turn order, allowing your party members to have more turns as usual, and sometimes I feel sad for this guy. CL's second turn will be used on dumping all of her AP with free aim shots to charge the gradient gauge, then end her turn with a normal attack to apply defense down on Simon. By the time Monaco gets his turn, the gradient gauge would either be 75% full or already reach level 3. Do free aim shots to charge the gradient gauge to level 3 and cast his breakpoint gradient attack. This attack is our main tool to stun Simon forever while also dealing damage in the process. The second turn of Monaco will be used in free aim shots, then ending it with a normal attack to significantly charge the gradient gauge once again. Then he will repeat the same steps in his turn 3. At this point, the gradient gauge is almost full once again, which guarantees Monaco to stun Simon again by the time he gets his next turn. CL will then take her turn and just repeat the steps that we did to her previous turn, then buffing the party with All Set to refresh all buffs, then dumping all of her AP on free aims, and then ending her second turn with a normal attack. The turn already cycled back to Mael, so she will just do the same steps that she did in her initial turns, which is casting Burning Canvas during the first turn. And notice that the damage is now decent because she already has Virtuous Stance active and burn stacks that powers up the Burning Canvas. In her second turn, cast another Last Chance to set her up in her next turn, and you are all set. And after 69 million years, Simon will have his turn, but since he is stunned, he can do anything and pass the turn to Monaco. The stun of course will expire, and since you already have level 3 gradient charge at this point, you can easily stun him again with another breakpoint when Monaco gets his turn. From here, the cycle continues and never changes until Simon dies, and he will never get a single active turn if you follow the steps correctly. Keep in mind that you will never change any of the steps in here to maintain the stun locks, allowing you to be on autopilot without changes in strategy. But what if you want to beat the latest DLC Simon instead? This video will teach you everything you need to know, so click on it and I will catch you on the next one.